The rumor mill is spinning out of control, and if you haven't been paying attention, you are about to miss the most explosive weekend in recent Philadelphia football history. We are hearing reports that Howie Roseman isn't just looking to draft talent. He is actively plotting a blockbuster move that could change the entire landscape of the NFL. This isn't just about picking a college kid. This is about a veteran star coming to Philadelphia to chase a ring. But here is the million-dollar question. Who is the mystery player currently sitting at the top of the Eagles' hit list? Before we dive into the names and the schemes, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. We're not just talking about minor roster adjustments here. We are talking about the Roseman special. For 5 years, the front office has treated the NFL draft like their personal playground, churning out between 20 and 25 trades. While every other team is sitting on their hands, Howie is working the phones, making deals that leave analysts scratching their heads. League insiders are telling us to expect the unexpected this weekend. There is a deal brewing, and when Howie Roseman has a trick up his sleeve, the entire league usually feels the shockwaves. But let's get into the specifics. Who are the primary targets? First on the list is Jonathan Greenid. The Vikings have him on the block for a reason. They are in a financial hole, over $40 million in the red, and Greenid wants a payday that Minnesota simply cannot afford. This is a guy who posted 12 sacks 2 seasons ago and proved he's an elite force against the run even when his sack numbers dipped last year due to injury. The thinking here is simple. Why pay a premium for a guy like Jalen Phillips when you can grab Greenid for a fraction of the cost, get equal, if not better, production, and still have your draft picks intact? The Vikings want a day 2 selection. The Eagles have the ammunition. It is a perfect match. But what if Howie wants to go even bigger? What if he is eyeing a true defensive titan? We have to discuss Myles Garrett. Yes, the Browns changed his contract structure after his historic 2025 campaign where he shattered the sack record. That change in contract language, that wasn't an accident. It made trading him actually feasible for the first time in his career. The Eagles have a massive hole at edge rusher. Imagine the absolute chaos of slotting Garrett into a defensive front that already needs an identity. It sounds insane, but in this league, the impossible happens every single day. Now pause for a second. We have covered the pass rush, but what about the secondary? We lost Reed Blankenship, and while Andrew Makuba is already showing up to off-season workouts, the defense needs a veteran leader. You have likely heard the name Budda floated around before. He is older, he is expensive, and he is everything this defense is missing. He is a guy who has spent years playing in Arizona without seeing much winning football. You put him in Philadelphia on a team that is built to contend, and you have a player who will absolutely relish the opportunity to lay it all on the line. The cost, probably cheaper than you think. But wait until you hear which offensive playmaker could be the true centerpiece of this off-season transformation. We need to address the elephant in the room, the offense. We're looking at a scenario where the team might have to evolve. If you look at the roster, there's a need to replace production and create a new identity. Enter Kyle Pitts. The Falcons, now led by Kevin Stefanski, have him on a franchise tag. He is mid-20s, a pure weapon, and fundamentally different from a standard tight end. The Eagles could potentially restructure, sign an extension, and suddenly you have a mismatched nightmare that defenses simply cannot cover. Think about it. You fix the offensive line, you pound the rock with the running game, and then you start running 2 tight end sets where Pitts is lined up as a receiver. He is not there to block. He is there to score. It is an aggressive, high-upside move that fits the Roseman philosophy perfectly. But I want to hear from you. We have 4 distinct targets here. Who is the one player you're convinced the Eagles are trading for? Is it the pass rush dominance of Garrett, the value of Greenid, the grit of Budda, or the raw talent of Kyle Pitts? Drop a name in the comment section right now and tell me why. Now we need to shift gears. Let's talk about the man behind center. Jalen Hurts has been putting in serious work this offseason, and he is doing it where it matters. On the field, in the heat, away from the glitz and glamour. He has been training at Temple University in North Philly. If you know that area, 10th and Diamond, you know it is not the manicured lawns of the suburbs. It is gritty, it is loud, and it builds character. There's a narrative floating around that Hurts is uncoachable. It is a lazy, tired take that keeps popping up in national media. But let's look at the facts instead of the rumors. If the quarterback was actually uncoachable, why is Scott Loeffler, who spent last year coaching the position, still working with him? Loeffler isn't even employed by the team anymore, yet he is still in the lab with Hurts, developing his game. And then there is Quincy Avery. He is one of the most respected private quarterback coaches in the entire country. He has been attached to Hurts for years. Do you really think a guy of Avery's stature would waste his time and reputation developing a player who refused to listen? The uncoachable talent is nothing more Smith.
It really
is
dictates
honestly
the defense.
embarrassing that people still cling to it. Hurts is a coach's son. He grew up around the game. He understands the nuance, the film study, and the grind better than most of the people criticizing him. When you see him posting photos from that training facility, he isn't just working out. He is sending a message. He is preparing for the new offensive scheme under Sean Mannion. He is getting his mind right for the 2026 season. Think about the path Hurts has taken. He went from the pressure cooker of Alabama to the intense college environment at Oklahoma, and now he is in Philadelphia. This is not a city that tolerates weakness. This is a city that demands a SEC-style intensity. If you're soft, you get eaten alive. Hurts has survived and thrived because he is built different. He has that thick skin. He knows that to succeed in Philly, you have to be able to handle the noise. You have to be able to focus when the pressure is at an all-time high. A motivated Jalen Hurts is a dangerous man. When he has something to prove, and right now he has a whole lot to prove, he tends to shut the critics up in the loudest way possible. The media wants you to believe there is dysfunction. The pundits want you to believe the team is falling apart. But the reality is that the quarterback is dialed in, the front office is working the phones, and the strategy for the upcoming season is already being laid out. We are looking at a team that is not satisfied with just being good. They are hunting for something more. The trades, the draft, the offseason training, it all points to one thing: a massive, aggressive push to reach the next level. We are seeing a complete commitment to winning. No more excuses. No more what-ifs. This is about building a roster that can compete with anyone in the league, regardless of the cost or the complexity of the trade. As we head into draft weekend, keep your eyes on the news. Watch The Wire. When that notification hits your phone, do not be surprised. Howie Roseman loves the spotlight, and he loves a deal that shifts the power dynamic of the NFL. Whether it is a blockbuster trade for superstar or a sneaky move to bolster the defensive backfield, the Eagles are going to be the most watched team in the league. And through it all, you have a quarterback who is ready to lead. He is tuning out the noise, he is putting in the work at 10th and Diamond, and he is ready to show the world that the uncoachable label was the biggest joke of the offseason. We are just getting started. The draft is the beginning. The offseason is the foundation. And once the season kicks off, we're going to see exactly what this team is made of. It is going to be a wild ride, and you're not going to want to miss a single second of it. Stay locked in, because as soon as that trade happens, and it is likely coming, we will be here to break it all down. Do you think this team has what it takes to win it all this year? Do you think the current roster can hold up under pressure? This is going to be the biggest year in recent history for this franchise. Everything is on the line. The moves they make this weekend will set the tone for the entire campaign. Get ready. It's almost time.